According to a statement by the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights and the Law Society of Kenya Joint Mediation Team, the talks that were expected to end the doctor strike are deadlocked. The mediators say that by the time the mediators adjourned at 9 p.m. Thursday, the parties were at a deadlock. The mediation process resumed Friday morning, but at 11 a.m., the KMPDU expressed frustration and dismay at the lack of improvement in the offer table by the government, despite the doctors having revised their demands downwards on 2 occasions over the last week. For now, the discussions remain suspended until the 28th of February, when both parties are expected back at the table. Kenyans in the meantime continue to look for solutions. Baby Calvin Otieno hugs his mother tight, staring into our camera with a keen eye, probably wondering why we have invaded his private space.
Vile alizaliwa, alikuwa tulijua nini hii ugonjwa yake yako after 2 months. Sasa vile hiyo ninakuwa naenda Mama Lucy, wananifanya booking, nikirudi wananiambia hakuna chance hizo masiku zote. Sasa hii waliniandikia booking tarehe 24 this January. Nikienda waliniambia madaktari wamegoma.
His mother, Leila, young herself, choosing to call on us in the midst of a protest in order to ensure that we get her story out to the masses. Baby Calvin's private parts are abnormally enlarged and he has been in pain for the last 2 months. His mother's almost desperate quest to get him medical attention waning with each day that the doctors are still on strike. This family choosing to gather with others from informal settlements in the city to join the Amnesty International in demonstrations and delivering a petition to the Health Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Cleopa Mailu.
It's not about so much about the CBA. I'll just give an example. The doctor-patient ratio in this country is 1 doctor to 17,000 patients. The World Health Organization ratio is 1 doctor to 1,000 patients. Those are some of the issues that we need to be addressing. Not telling people to go out and vote when we can buy biometric kit for the voters, but we do not buy health facilities and equipments to some of these health institutions.
For the ordinary Kenyan, the last 2.5 months have been a nightmare. The few who gathered here to make the long walk to the house on the hill expressing their frustrations of the masses who now feel that the strike has taken far too long without the government being seen to take solid action to avert more suffering and deaths of Kenyans.
Tunakulilia, we are just crying because of you. We are crying and appealing to you that just listen to our cries, Mr. Mailu. Just in your hearts of hearts, Mr. Mailu. Just put yourself in our shoes.
I want to say that as a ministry, as a government, both national and county governments, we have engaged the doctors with a view of resolving the crisis. We have tried every possible means to request and to make sure the doctors are back to work. This has not been possible.
The Cabinet Secretary having been forced to come out of his office to hear this group led by the Amnesty International, who stated clearly that they would not leave here without an audience with him. Dr. Mailu says the government has greatly improved equipment used in hospitals, playing down queries by doctors about their working environment.
Equipments have been bought worth 38 billion shillings, answering the very problem. We know that counties do get drugs from the Kenya Medical Supplies Agency. You cannot say that there are no facilities to care for Kenyans. We have been in this country. We have cared for Kenyans since independence, using the same facilities. They are much better than they were before.
Since the 5th of December 2016, Kenyans have had nothing from the Ministry of Health in terms of saying that they will do everything they can to ensure that the current doctor strike comes to an end. Even after walking for hours coming here, they are living an unconvinced lot after the Cabinet Secretary failing to answer their questions as they would have liked. Leila Mohammed, NTV, Nairobi.